You're all set.
Welcome to the Town of Pownell Select Board Meeting, September 26, 2024 at 6 p.m. Select Board Meeting agenda, call to order, oh my gosh. Board member roll call, pledge of allegiance, approval of agenda, public comment, approval of the minutes, warrant, MERC grant application discussion and possible action, 250 celebration date, time and liberty poll, social service ballot, article policy discussion, select board 2026 ballot article and or budget, public comment, executive for personnel adjourn, and we have to put on after accounts payable, we're going to make it 7B, 2 purchases approval.
Roll call, please.
Angie Rowling,
Carl Strohmeyer.
Jamie Percy. William Cottrell.
Now, would you like a motion on the agenda that you
Yes.
did there? I'd like to make a motion that we accept the agenda as amended.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Yeah, that lasted all of 1 minute.
There's little breaks, isn't there? No?
No.
Keep you guessing.
All right, so we kind of went out of order a little bit. Sorry about that. I approved the agenda. Public comment? Any public comment? Approval of minutes? Minutes of September 12th, 2024, regular select board meeting?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Minutes of September 19th, special select board meeting, emergency services?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable, September 20th, 2024 for $22,551.34.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable for September 27th, 2024 for $200,818.22.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Payroll, September 20th, 2024 for $11,262.57.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Payroll, September 27th, 2024 for $11,881.26.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
2 purchases approval. Tara?
Okay, so for the new forest land, we have to have some trail counters. So Jen Boucher from Parks and Rec has been researching the best options, and she asked Williamstown Rural Lands what they use. And this trail counting package is pretty robust. It has 3 trail counters and it comes with the system. It allows 5 users. It is the best bang for its buck. It is expensive, but we should be reimbursed by Boric. It's $2,490.
And that just counts as people go by it.
Yeah, and we're required to do the trail counting as part of the grant. We need before and after counts, so this is our best option.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we give Tara permission to purchase the trail counter.
And the other one was a decision I didn't want to make alone. Did you?
Do you want to do these together? Tara, we only got.
Matter.
Okay.
I didn't realize you didn't all say aye.
No, I only have a motion.
I don't have a motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, you may move on.
Sorry, I was trying to rush it. So you approved a scanner purchase before. The scanner that I thought was a scanner was not a scanner, it was a printer. So that went back, we got our money back.
Mhm.
I cannot find a scanner for less than $3,000. And that is for a no name. So I reached out to SimQuest, who we rent the copier through, and they sent over information on an all-in-one printer, scanner, copier. It's the best option they have. And it would be a service just like our copier is. They, do all the maintenance, the setup, the training on how to use it. But it is $1,879 per year.
Is that replacing the one we have out there?
No,
Get it all?
it would be in addition to. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I gotta make a call, but I don't want to just,
Okay.
it'll be very embarrassing for me.
So if we purchase it, it's over $5,000. And it is a 5-year lease. So total, it's just under $10,000 for the 5 years. So if you do the math, it's about $2,000 a year. But my thought is, what if I order that $3,000 one and after one scan or even a little while, it craps out?
That includes free servicing with that rental.
And that's a printer scanner, all in one?
So I mean, we could print posters for town meeting. We could use it for other things besides scanning maps if we have the availability here.
So what's the minimum?
Get my water, you can have it.
Yes, I need water.
It's
It's okay.
it's a 5-year lease.
5-year lease is a minimum.
Yeah,
Bless you.
and it would allow us to digitize all of the maps.
It's big enough to handle that. That case.
Is there a minimum size that it'll scan, or it'll scan everything down and up?
Both, yeah.
That would be my biggest concern. Good.
So what's your pleasure?
I want help making the decision. Do you want me to purchase it or do you want me to lease it?
I think leasing it, I mean, because you can't find the purchase one. So,
And it's,
And SimQuest is,
It'll be obsolete in 5 years,
exactly.
unfortunately. Probably even
Exactly.
sooner.
and they can possibly update it and then we can extend our lease for a couple of
Yeah,
years.
and any issues, they come fix it and they can train us. how to
Right.
use it,
yes.
which is,
Part of the state contract too, right?
no, it's part of
I believe
the
so.
contract with them. It's not state,
We're not on the municipality contract.
we're in our own municipality contract, yeah, with SimCox. It's not through the state.
You can piggyback off from the state and so,
No.
and they
We
use
don't
it.
piggyback anything off of the state, really, I don't think.
You may want, no, you may want to ask them that.
Well, I do, we work with SimQuest directly.
Well, I will make a motion that we,
Killington uses it and loves it.
I will make a motion that we lease the scanner that,
So we're digitizing the maps.
Yep.
And we print, is there like any services in town that could do it for us? Or, we had to have the maps here, right? So we
Yeah,
can't take them,
They can't leave.
can't leave here.
and here's the other thing.
Has to be.
Yeah, but you're still talking billable hours. Well, how much $50 an hour to have somebody come and scan them?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you've got $1,800 into it and you still end up with,
And it was done in the past, it was put on a USB or something, and that was misplaced. These ones will go right on our server. They're not going to be misplaced. They will be accessible online on our website. As subdivision maps come in, we can scan them to our cartographer, which is also an issue currently.
And so what happens to the copy machine that we have now?
That stays where it is. That's,
because that's something separate than what we're
Oh,
talking
it's
about.
separate? Okay.
Yeah. That was what I first had.
All right. I thought it was a combination.
I'll second that
it
motion.
is, but it's a different machine.
Okay. So then we will end up having 2 copies.
We'll have 2 copiers and we'll have
Scan.
2 printers.
Okay. So what's the board's pleasure?
You made a motion, I
I
second.
made a motion that we lease the scanner, printer combination.
Okay, and second, all those in favor? Merck, grant application discussion and possible action.
So we have gotten a couple of MERP grants. BCRC, Kelly Fishburne has really been helping with the town office and the MERP grants. We've gotten an ADA assessment. We had the energy assessment done. So then she said, hey, you finished your assessments. How about you apply for an implementation grant? It closes tomorrow. So hopefully you'll approve me submitting. It's just under $62,000 to get the upgrades done on the building. Construction costs covered. If it-
What was the construction cost? I read it and I don't remember.
So the HVAC improvements were 16,500.
Right,
The building's thermal envelope improvements was 20,100, which is windows, roof insulation, ceiling attic insulation, I guess. Replacing the door. Lighting improvements were 2,000. The ADA improvements, you can apply for 20% of the construction costs under ADA. So that's what we did because we don't have that assessment back yet. So that's 7,720. And then the soft costs that are built in, 9,264. So the total building budget is 55,584, but then the state builds in a 10% contingency, which brings it to 61,142 for the total grant asked.
Make a motion to give Tara the green light to move forward for the grant.
I'll second it. Any further discussion or questions?
Nope.
All those in favor?
The old town office on there.
250, celebration date, time and Liberty Pole approval.
So I've met with a few people, Joyce, our neighbor, Tom Zoper, and Walt Klinger last week, to talk about the details of the celebration. It is planned for May 3rd, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. We want to be nice and early because we are the first on the way up north. So we're sort of considered the first stop. We plan to have, PHS is working on a moving wall that will be informational, but the town agreed to do a Liberty pole. So it's kind of going to be a twofold because we don't have a flagpole here yet. I'd like to do a sort of a creative flagpole with a flag at the top. And make it a Liberty pole, but kind of an updated, more modern Liberty pole, and maybe have like a digital piece where people can post things digitally, through us at the town office. I've looked into them. They're not that expensive, not as expensive as you would think. So I'm not looking for approval on that yet. I'm just looking for approval on the date and time and the placement of the pole. I don't know where you want it, so we can start planning more of that.
And you were saying that you think the location between the Christmas tree and the building would be a good location?
Yeah. Yeah, because then it doesn't impede the open yard out there. It's kind of on the hill, so it'll be well seen, I think,
Mhm.
from the road from.
It'd be far enough off the edge of the road, they ain't gotta worry about the ice plowing and all that stuff.
Yeah. And if it's on this side of the building in the flower area, you can't see it from Route 7. I feel like it's nice to know.
Okay. What's everybody's pleasure? May 3rd,
Sounds good.
9
Sounds
a.m.
good.
Does that sound good to everybody?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. And you're gonna check in more on the poll?
Yep.
And bring back more information?
Is that a good placement though?
Yeah, it sounds like a good place.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah,
We need a motion on the
I don't think
date?
so.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. It's just, and it's getting the information out there too, so that people can start planning. There's gonna be a lot of celebrations in different towns that day.
Right. It's gonna be an all-day event across probably
Yes.
the whole state. Okay, moving on to social service ballot article policy and discussion and possible action.
So I'm sure you all took a nice look at that.
Yep.
And the main difference from what we're currently doing is our emergency services will no longer be required to collect signatures.
They'll need board approval.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But there's no, I wasn't sure if there was a statute that we had to pull for that or.
No, I don't believe
Or
so.
just, it's just within our the state
The
stuff.
statutes are in the
It's
policy.
already in the policy.
Okay.
It's VS 2642, something like that.
And I sent you all of the VLCT
Yep, I remember. reading that.
responses on the many different options we have, which we'll discuss when we get to the next agenda item.
So we need a motion for that, right?
Yes.
Make a motion for, the state statute that our municipality fire and rescue service or EMS service do not have to take and collect signatures for ballot articles.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All right, select board 2026 ballot articles and or budget discussion.
Can I ask a couple of questions on the emergency services stuff,
Sure.
for consideration on the ballot?
Yep.
So the first, one of the main questions the board is gonna need to answer is how they want the emergency services to appear on the warning for FY 26. There are several different options. You can put them on the ballot as separate articles, as they've been.
Mhm.
You can put them in the general fund as separate articles. You can put them in the general as one article. So instead of, say, rescue broken up into insurance or in operations, you had them just one in the general.
One lump sum.
Or you could break them apart. You can also do a floor vote at town meeting. You can do a floor vote on separate articles, or you could do a floor vote on one large article. So that is what needs to be decided, so that the rescue services and fire departments know what they need to do next.
I'm just wondering if it would be confusing if we put it all together for some of the townspeople, because they're so used to seeing
It broken down.
broken down for the articles.
Well, I think the biggest thing is if we were we attach it within the general, is that we need to be clear that we are not taking over any of the entities. It is just
And you could use.
legal verbiage
Yeah.
on how,
And you can use the example that I used, like the BCRC, the Bennington County Solid Waste Alliance. We give them money out of our general fund.
Right.
We do
They have a little
control
fund.
it all.
right,
So that's just an example to help explain to people that it's already being done with other essential services.
Right.
Just not include them.
there'll be line items for Powell Valley. Right.
Right, and you can either do just a line item, or you can break it down like operations. You're giving so much for operations, so much for building fund, so much for whatever.
Do we need to come up with this decision tonight?
No, but
That's why I just wanted to,
it's easier now that they don't have to collect signatures. It's
Okay.
much less of a worry, but I also think maybe having them come and discuss
I was gonna,
what they
They're
want to
here.
see.
Two of them are here.
I know.
but they're not prepared to.
I know, right,
It's a big decision because there's things that can happen with each one.
right,
right.
You know, if it's a ballot article gets turned down, they don't get the money. If it's in the general and our general budget fails, typically towns revert to last year's budget, but they weren't in last year's budgets. So,
Then they would be out money.
exactly. So we have to be careful about
how
the
we,
decision.
where,
Maybe,
We have to sit down and really think this through.
I don't think there's ever been a ballot article that has failed.
no.
But I wouldn't.
For the rescue squad and the fire department? For the fire department, yes.
Can you do both, like get an original on the ballot and then the new ones in general fund, could you do it that way?
You can also do you can do the original ones and do floor for the larger ones, because then you have that opportunity to explain to the audience
Mhm.
why the increase is what it is.
My only reservation as far as floor is that
There's like 100 people out of
you're
3,000.
not
Yeah,
offering it at that point. Well, can't say you're not offering it, but if the mass of your voting population can't make it,
Right.
that is not a fair vote.
that's my only negative on that part.
I mean,
No.
it will be on Zoom.
Right, no, but they
It's
can't
supposed to
vote.
be,
You
it's
can't-
supposed to be
can't vote on
live.
Zoom.
No, I know, but for people to understand and hear what's going on,
Right.
but they're not gonna be there to vote. That's, yeah, I have that reservation too at
Yeah.
board.
Either of you, we have representative from Powell and Powell Valley. Do you have an opinion on this? Or are you not?
Or you're not prepared.
If you're not prepared, that's fine. That's just say it, please.
Yeah, we're just discussing.
But I do have reservations on both.
Yeah.
Number one is, the town has to provide fire and EMS services.
Right.
Regardless.
Right.
That's in state statute, you have to do that. So if our ballot article gets shot down, either one of us
We have to come up with it
We have to
somewhere.
come up with funding. The question is, if it goes in the general budget, how would we decide how much we're gonna ask for? And we need to come up with a financial plan to present to the board each year. Before it
Right.
gets absorbed into. the
Right,
budget.
exactly.
Mhm.
I like the idea of it going into the budget, and the budget's voted on, and we receive funding for.
Well, even though it was
Regardless,
budget, it would still be broken down, correct, Tara?
It's up to you guys.
Right.
We do it lumped
This is
together.
all new, so we get whatever we decide now or in the future here coming up.
Right. And it is a lot to think about, so I think
Yeah.
another meeting with you guys.
We really haven't had a chance to have
Right.
Got to speak to your members and all that stuff, yeah, this is.
They just really found out they're not gonna have to collect signatures. That's.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to collect signatures.
I understand.
Well, the only decision we're making.
Anything you
That's right.
want to offer, if you do have a thought, that's all I'm asking, that's all.
so that's the questions I have. You know, if it goes to an article this year, we don't have to collect signatures, but if it goes into the general funds, do we have to present the board with a financial plan prior to this upcoming fiscal year?
I think they're probably still gonna have to decide
Right,
what that'll
I'll
look
bet.
like.
Right.
And maybe it's, an annual meeting just
It's
to.
on our level, we're throwing it back in yours.
right.
And that's fair, I guess.
And we still have to, I and Jason as well, probably have to go back through our membership and see which
Absolutely.
would work better for either.
And you're gonna touch base with rescue, right, Tara?
So would you like to be at the beginning of next month or the second meeting of the month?
Well-
Can I do that after?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's,
No, I just want to make sure they're on the agenda for,
Yeah,
and we got to reach out to the rescue squad also, the same.
Matt, I think the important thing is, like you said, you got, we don't have to collect the signatures, but it's also gonna take a little bit of time.
Right.
Because in
Yeah.
our department, that, the thought was a plan, like a 10-year plan, or maybe even a 15-year plan of where we expected to. Okay,
your treasurer's Ellen, right?
yes.
And yours is Cindy.
I do have one more question about the fire department stuff, food for thought. Do you want me to start looking into the bond process for the Pownell Valley Fire Department?
Yes.
Is that a yes? Okay.
At least we can start putting some numbers together.
Cause it like, I think Jim made the point last meeting, that it's gonna take forever at $20,000 or $40,000 a year.
Absolutely.
It's gonna take too long.
Not,
And I think our bond payment on our sewer system or the town office are like not much higher than that, 20 or 40 a year. So it makes sense to go out to bond, I think.
how much longer do we have for the sewer? I meant to ask.
70,
Yeah, it's not a huge,
What do we, I'm trying to remember how much longer we have on the sewer bond.
I
I think we're under 10
Paid
years.
that though, I could.
All right, is that it for the ballot discussion or
Thank you,
on
guys.
the fire department and the rest?
That's all I had for questions and things.
Do you guys have anything? Okay,
Yeah.
And I'll be in touch about.
let you know about the next meeting and stuff. All right. Anything else on, the ballot? I would like you to look into the, transfer station. I know that you've reached out to a couple of people and they haven't gotten back. I'd like to see that put on the ballot if, the town of Pownell would like us to close the transfer station or keep it open. And, I think we need to investigate into the cost of what it would save the town if it was closed. And what the operation is gonna continue to be moving forward.
Okay.
And I don't know about anybody else. Does anybody else have anything?
Well, then on that note, we need to reach out to Casella to see, because obviously our people that don't have a service are gonna now use Casellas in Bennington, I would assume. So find out if we have to do a permitting process. So,
Because we won't be permitted to use the transfer station in Bennington.
right.
So we may have to go through a permitting process.
Still may have to buy a permit here so we can go and dump up there. That's all I'm.
So how many permits are sold? Like 400?
Right now it's 3-something.
300 people
Yeah.
use the transfer station.
It's between 300 and 500. I think
Yeah.
by the end of the year, it's about.
Last year was just like 450, I think, or,
Yep.
And I understand that some people think if we don't have a transfer station that
There's no other option.
garbage on the.
Right.
So I honestly, I don't know.
And that's what the vote and discussion will be about.
Yes, to open that up
And is
for
there,
discussion.
is there a requirement for the select board to provide? What is the statute on?
I don't know. But that's something we gotta look into.
Okay. All right, I'll make that all part of my research.
And I would also like to move forward with putting on the ballot if the town would like us to keep contracting with the sheriff's department. Does anybody else have anything?
I got nothing.
No? Okay, so then we can move on to public comment. Any public comment, Hannah? Anybody's got their hands up?
No comments.
Make a motion to move into executive for personnel.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
So I see to pass my water down.
No,
You don't want the water after I've had it.
All right, go.
got longer.
Not saying anything, but
Can I have a motion to come out of executive session?
I'll make the motion to come out of executive session.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion. Yeah, he made the motion. I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
So that's all, folks.